Excellent!
What's up guys, welcome back to Paul's Hardware. I am getting back into the swing of things today with an unboxing and an overview and a bit of a review of this wireless gaming kit that Corsair sent over. They were like, hey Paul, we have a bunch of new wireless stuff. If you guys checked out my CES 2018 coverage, you might have seen a bit of coverage there. They wanted me to take a look at it directly, so they sent me this big old box. I'm gonna take everything out of here. I know we have the K63 Wireless Mechanical Gaming Keyboard in here, and let's see what else they've included as well. A Corsair logo. We are greeted with, oh, this is an actual, hold on. Never mind. I did it wrong. Unboxing fail. Flipping is not the method. Inside we have the K63, of course, wireless mechanical keyboard, made to use on the couch and to also be mechanical. We have the Dark Core RGB Special Edition right here, wireless gaming mouse with RGB. Corsair Void Pro RGB, very nice wireless gaming headset from Corsair. Oh look, they've included a little, this is the Corsair Survivor Stealth, which is just a USB drive. This is a 32 gig USB 3 one. Here's the rest of the stuff. So rounding things out, this right here is the K63 Gaming Lap Board, and this is actually made to go with the K63 Gaming so that you can use it on the couch in a living room environment. So I'm definitely going to be testing that out. And then we have the MM1000 right here, which is extremely controversial. This is one of the most expensive gaming mouse mats that you might ever encounter yourself. That's because it comes with the cheese spot. And we've already made plenty of jokes about the chi spot there, but because the Dark Core RGB Special Edition can do wireless chi charging, you can take it and park it on the chi spot and then you can charge it there. It also comes with a dongle adapter and that kind of thing. So we'll get that out of the box and check it out in just a second. So now a quick look at the retail box. This K63 Wireless, 1 millisecond response time when it's connected via the standard RF wireless function. You can also do Bluetooth connection with this, which is really nice if you're going to take it on the go and connect it up to a laptop or something like that. Bluetooth response time is a bit slower. It's about 7.5 milliseconds at minimum, probably about more like 8. But you also have some cool features here. 128-bit AES encryption capable, so that's helpful if you're concerned about wireless security. It can do encryption within the device. You also get per key blue LED backlighting on these keys. Not RGB, and I believe that's just because if they included RGB, not only would it be more complicated on the software side to control it, but it's probably going to use more power too, so they wanted to make sure that the keyboard would stay powered and charged for quite a long time. Cherry MX Red switches, of course, and then let's go ahead and take this out of the box. You're going to control this keyboard's functions with the Corsair Utility Engine software, the Q software, which I've downloaded on the system right over here, so we can at least take a quick look at that. And then internally, we got the keyboard. No wire. I'm so used to like taking a keyboard out and you have to fish the wire out of this part, but that's not included there. A manual, a USB cable, a little clip, that's an adapter, so you can use the USB cable as an extension if you want to. You get a wrist rest. Here's the Wi-Fi adapter as well. All right, wrist rest goes on like so. It's got a bit of rubberized texture on it for your wrists. And then because this is capable of connecting in multiple different ways, you of course have the USB cable that's included there as well. Now here in the back you actually have an on-off switch, and then there's a USB port that's actually a mini USB connector. If I was going to begin critiquing this, that would be my first area of critique. These connectors are not that durable. So, but you're only gonna need to plug it in while charging. So I guess maybe or maybe not, it's a good choice, but I would have preferred USB Type-C. But you do get a decent length of USB cable there, and there's an adapter that you can plug into the end of it, so you can use that to actually reposition your USB receiver. So if you want, you can take that and position it somewhere in your living room or living space if you're using this on an HTPC where it gets better reception, for example. Or if you have your HTPC tucked away, plug that in right there. Or of course, unplug that little thing and then just plug that directly into the keyboard in order to charge it up. The keyboard itself is a pretty standard QWERTY layout. It is 10 keyless, and again, less keys means it's a little bit more portable. If you're going to take a wireless keyboard on the go, portability is a factor. And then of course, without those extra keys there, it means you don't need lights for those keys, which means it's going to hopefully improve battery life, having that not there versus there. Now, I've brilliantly deduced that without the power switch switched on, the keyboard won't function. That kind of makes sense, actually. So if you have the power switch off and the keyboard plugged in, it will charge, and the little power indicator light here will indicate that. But if you want to use it plugged in, turn it on. Once it's on, you can see the lights light up, and that's nice and pretty. This is off, that is 33%, and that is 66%. They can go brighter than that. Actually, it can go up to 100%, but by default, in order to conserve battery life, Corsair has kept this at a 66% max brightness. You can go into the Corsair Utility Engine software and adjust that to get 100% brightness if that's your thing. Now, if you have it at 0% brightness like this, you'll get about 75 hours of battery life on a full charge. 33% brightness, you get about 25 hours, and 66% brightness, you get about 15 hours. If you do crank it all the way up to 100, you'll get about 10 hours of battery life. Even at 100% brightness, that's still a decent amount of battery life for most play sessions. Of course, you probably want to plug it in and charge it after that. Beyond that, you got some media control keys up here in the top left, as well as the top right, forward, back, stop, all that good stuff. Volume up and down, as well as a mute button. You don't get the roller here like you do with some of the other high-end Corsair keyboards, so that is a trade-off there. And then, of course, Cherry MX switches. So if you pull off the escape key here, you can see the red Cherry MX switch there. They're going to have this in red out of the gate, and then based on feedback from customers and if people want them, they may also include other types of Cherry switches as well. You have some additional functions you can access via a function key down there, so home and an application switch and zoom up here. You also have wireless enable or disable right here. So the 2.4 gigahertz wireless mode you can access right there, or Bluetooth mode you can turn on and off. Also, there is a PC sleep function that's available there as well. The wireless LED indicator is up here, and it will function in different modes. If it's white and solid, that means it's connected and everything's okay. It'll be blue and solid if it's connected via Bluetooth. The light will also blink if it's having any problems with connectivity, and there's some troubleshooting steps you can take in the manual to deal with that. Also, just discovered in the manual, you can use function plus F11 to give yourself an immediate indication of the current battery level. So right now, it's just flashing green because I'm plugged in via USB power. So if I were to unplug that, we can see these immediately turn to white. It's flashing whites on the Wi-Fi connectivity because it's not connected to anything. White on the actual power indicator here indicates that it's medium to full charge. I'm going to set this aside and leave it to continue charging. We'll go ahead and open up the rest of the stuff. I'm going to not open the Void Pro right now because that's been out for a little bit and I've already got one. So here's the Dark Core RGB Special Edition mouse. Let's take a quick look at this one. So here's a look at everything in the box with the Dark Core RGB. A couple manuals here for how to use it. And then we also have a USB cable once again. Micro USB. I'd love to see some USB-C on these. These came with the same wireless adapter as well as the little adapter for the cable, so you can plug it in directly if you want to. But you can pop this little finger rest here and add this one on. So if you like a pinky rest, or a index finger rest, whatever you want to set there. Now this is wireless, just like the K63, of course, and it will need its own little dongle in order to connect. So you are going to be able to connect both of these at the same time, but you'll have to eat up 2 of your USB ports, which is pretty normal for connecting up a couple of peripherals. But over here, again, just like the K63, we can switch back and forth between 2.4 gigahertz wireless mode and Bluetooth wireless mode via a switch down here. Then, of course, just an on-off switch so you can turn the mouse itself on or off. You can now also plug in the micro USB cable right here up front, and that will allow you to use this in wired mode. So again, just like the K63, they're making sure you can use this wirelessly, but if you want to plug it in, if you're low on battery, you can do that and keep playing, and you won't have to wait for it to charge or that sort of thing. Beyond that, this is a relatively new design, I would say, from Corsair when it comes to their mice. It's something that we haven't seen exactly before. Of course, when it comes to mice, there's not a whole lot of differences that you can make from one to the other, but up here you got left and right click, you got forward and back that's up here for your thumb. You also have a DPI switcher, rolling mouse wheel, and then over here you have sort of a unique little thumb pad as well as a directional pad that's on the side. So you can click in the middle or you can click on the sides of that pad as well to go forward or back with your thumb, which can be useful. It's also got a bit of textured grip right here for the palm rest, as well as a little bit down here where your thumb would rest. So that's nice to have as well.